Hi, Joe and Martha Stevens here again to talk about the legends of magic that we've known in our magic life. Marvyn Roy.
Wow.
Mr. Electric,
Wow.
Mr. Puzzle, the most enthusiastic magician that we've ever met. He loves magic from the day he was born until, well, Marvyn is still living. Incidentally, that's interesting. He was born in Los Angeles, California.
Wow.
In 1995, so that makes him a young 91 years old. And you'd never know
it. That can't be 95.
Yeah, 1925.
Oh, 25.
25.
Better.
So he's 91 years old. How come you always correct me on these
Well,
things?
because you're wrong.
Okay, all right.
You're always wrong.
She's right. I'm wrong. But 91 years old, if he was in this room right now, you wouldn't believe it because he's so animated, so full of energy.
There's not enough energy in this room. It's too small for Marvyn. Because when Marvyn walked in the room, he was on. I never saw Marvyn not on. I mean, eating, he would start to perform or talk or... It was just a vibrant man. He was electric.
I know, and you know, he didn't have a Chinese name on too long because you just loved being around him because he was that way. And
they said he woke up in the morning, "Hi, Carol." Yeah. And, I mean, that's just how vibrant he was.
He's had an illustrious career in his magic life. When he was a young boy, his father took him, growing up in Los Angeles, took him to Floyd Thayer's magic shop. Floyd Thayer was the premier magic dealer in those days. And Marvyn, as a young boy, just was captured in awe. And when he left, Floyd Thayer, quote, said, speaking to Marvyn Roy, "You know, son, in this whole magic studio, the greatest thing you can buy is not a trick, but a book. Because in books are the real secrets of the magic of yesterday, today, and even tomorrow, if you look for them." And that quote is even in the book that Mike Caveney put out on Mr. Electric, the life of Mr. Marvyn Roy and Carol Roy. For 50 years, Marvyn and Carol toured the world, dazzling audiences with their electric light bulb act. They fronted for Liberace. They fronted for Dean Martin. They played Las Vegas. They played the Lido. They played all over the world. Ed Sullivan Show and his memories. And we're very close to Marvyn. And one funny story, when I went to Mexico, I don't know if you were with me or not, they booked Marvyn and Carol down in Mexico. And we were there as a dealer. And, of course, the pesos and dollars, they just arrived that day. And so they wanted to convert some pesos. So Marvyn gave me $50 and said, "Can you give me some pesos?" And I said, "Yeah, I'll give you some pesos." Now, Marvyn and I have this thing. He's always trying to outwit me, and I'm always trying to outwit him. So he couldn't figure out the ratio, the conversion rate. It was 8 pesos to the dollar. That would mean that he gets how many pesos? I won't take the time to figure that out. But
a lot.
I shortchanged him. But he never knew the difference. He just took the money, put it in his pocket. And Carol says, "Marvyn, did you check that?" And no, I didn't say. "You better check that." Now, of course, I'm dying inside. And Dale Hyman was with him, too. Dale still looks after Marvyn. And Dale was a banker, so Dale got involved. So they counted those pesos out, and I shortchanged him about 5 or 6 pesos, and they caught it. But Marvyn didn't know, didn't care. He just took my word. So he's always trying to hustle me when I see him, and I'm trying to hustle him. In fact, when we saw Mark and I were in Las Vegas for Magic Live, this just past August, why Marvyn came up, we were having fun together, and he was talking to some guys. I just went up to Marvyn, and I reached into his pocket to get his wallet, and he didn't even know I was trying to steal his wallet. And finally, I said, "Here, Marvyn, I'm going to give it back to you."
They had a running gag all the time. But I'm going to tell you, the best trick Marvyn ever did was Carol Roy.
Oh, boy.
Because she was unbelievable. She had his whole act set up. I don't think Marvyn could have performed that great act without Carol, because there was a lot of setup. In those days, those little assistants were really the act. The magician was ta-da, ta-da, but she did it all. And she was a Kansas girl.
She was, Caldwell, Kansas.
So we had a lot of fun talking about Kansas. And she was this rodeo girl, played the rodeo, and she met Marvin at a swimming pool.
No, at an ice skate rink.
Oh, ice skate
Because
rink.
Marvin's agent said, you got to learn to ice skate. I can book you ice skating. So Marvin learned how to ice skate, and that was the biggest break in the business because his agent got him to learn how to ice skate so he could get booked in the ice shows. And that's where he met his lovely wife, Carol, who was his longtime assistant. She was dynamite.
Dynamite.
The natural performer, the natural. There are some great lady assistants, and then there are some that are...
She wrote a book about that.
Yes, that's right. More than great. And Carol was at the top of the list. They were married all their life, and unfortunately she passed away a few years ago.
She also was good with money.
Well, she managed the money, and Marvin didn't mind. Here, you take it, Carol. But Caldwell, Kansas is a town west of Wichita, about 60 miles. And there's two wonderful magicians that came out of that little rural town.
Really?
Yes, Max Hapner and Carol Roy came out of Caldwell, Kansas. Max is gone, but he was a wonderful illusionist, and he loved magic too. So what can I say about...
You know, Carol, he still goes to her gravesite and puts a rose on, I think, every week.
I can believe that.
They were so close. I mean, one couldn't hardly walk without the other. They were not like Joe and I. They were just adorable. They just lived for each other.
Well, will you put a rose on my grave?
No, I was hoping. Probably, as long as you're not in Poland, Michigan.
Look, yeah, listen, Marvin is still here. God bless you, Marvin. We're going to make sure you get see this. And thanks for all the memories, and I hope to see you again. And next time, bring a lot of money, will you? So I want to get with you. And there's another great, besides the book, there's a nice DVD from the Greater Magic Library.
Stephen's Magic.
And also we produce this, and Twin Cities Magic in St. Paul has them, and we have them. And Marvin also has, thanks to Mike Caveney, a nice audio set of the book.
Wow.
It's Marvin reading the book to you.
Wow.
So he's left a legacy. And for those of you who don't know, Marvin has willed already all of his act, the Mr. Electric act, his puzzle act, the jewelry act. It's in David Copperfield's museum in Las Vegas, Nevada, and he's got his own little display there of Marvin's stuff.
That's great.
His suits and his clothes.
It's been fun talking about these old people, hasn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So Marvin, I hope you're going to see this. We're going to make sure you do. Next time, bring more money. Thank you for watching, Marv. See you.
Bye.